I think to fight.
Yeah, you just
This fight and with Daniel Dubois and one. I don't know who is B, but 2 fights.
2 more fights, then you finish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's big opportunity, 3-time undisputed, but I present for my belt for my little daughter, Maria.
If he wins, which I believe he's capable of doing, it'd be the first Brits that ever hold the 4 belts in the heavyweight division. The first Brits to ever do that. So that's his legacy. No one will ever take that away from him.
Oleksandr Usyk just took a ruthless jab at Daniel Dubois, mocking his rival while teasing massive future fights in a spicy new interview. In a conversation with Carl Froch, Oleksandr made it clear that he does not see Daniel Dubois as the biggest threat he has faced lately. Usyk added that Dubois was not even his toughest opponent in recent times, placing him no higher than 3rd on his list of challenging matchups.
Maybe it's a younger guy, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but Daniel a little bit afraid.
You've beaten a lot of the guys. Who gave you the toughest fight? Out of all the British people you boxed, who was your toughest?
For me, I think first it's Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Dubois, like this.
Tyson Fury, toughest fight.
Yes, Tyson Fury, toughest fight. I think Daniel it's a good athlete, and a boxer. Good, have good skill.
Although it seems Oleksandr Usyk's real interest would have been in a clash with Joseph Parker, only if Parker had a belt to bring to the table. And apparently, the only reason Usyk agreed to face Daniel in the first place was because there was a title on the line.
Joseph Parker is a great fighter, but now for me it's not interesting because Joseph Parker don't have a belt. Daniel Dubois has belt, WBF. For me it's more interesting. I think Daniel deserves, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for all people.
Reinforcing this, he said that winning this fight would make him a 3-time undisputed champion, but more than that, he wants to win Daniel's title as a special gift for his youngest daughter. He explained that he has already dedicated his previous title wins to his other children, so this time he will present this victory and the belt to his daughter as a gift.
For me it's big opportunity, 3-time undisputed, but I present for my belt for my little daughter, Maria, because my big daughter, Yelizaveta, have gold medal.
Yeah.
My son, Kirill, have undisputed first, cruiserweight. Yeah. My son, Mikhail, have undisputed second. Now Maria.
Yeah.
Thank God,
yeah.
I win, and it's like a gift or me for my daughter.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Looking ahead, Oleksandr opened up about his plans for the final stretch of his career. Usyk stated that he still had 2 more fights in him, and he is prepared to say goodbye to the ring and hang up his gloves for good after these fights. Additionally, he confirmed that the fight with Daniel Dubois will count as one of those 2 fights. While he has not decided who he wants as his final opponent, Usyk clarified that he does not intend to do it for much longer.
I think to fight.
Yeah, you just
this fight and with Daniel Dubois and one. I don't know who is B, but 2 fights.
2 more fights, then you finish.
Yes, I love training. I love hard training. I guess it's to last my fight with Dubois next I don't know who.
However, Frank Warren pointed out that if Daniel Dubois manages to beat Oleksandr Usyk, he'll become the first man ever to hand Usyk a loss and the first British fighter to hold all 4 belts and unify the heavyweight division.
If he wins, which I believe he's capable of doing, he'll be the first Brits to ever hold the 4 belts in the heavyweight division. The first Brits to ever do that. So that's his legacy. No one will ever take that away from him. And as you just said, Adam, it's the 4 times that the first time the 4 belts have ever been on the line. We've got over 90,000 people there. It's going to be a phenomenal night, phenomenal atmosphere. He's in with a fighter who, based upon his record, is the standout heavyweight of the 21st century. The standout cruiserweight of the 21st century, and a gold medalist from the Olympic Games. Ticks all the boxes. It's a tough fight. What I like about the fight is I know that he can hurt him, as he showed in the first fight he had with him.
Adding to that, Warren said that the mindset and form of Daniel Dubois before the fight had improved. He highlighted how Daniel is a lot more confident and how Daniel's previous fights have built his confidence and put him in a really good place mentally. Acknowledging that Dubois is in great shape, Frank admitted that if there was ever a good time to topple Usyk, it is right now.
Blade Miller, tough guy, who I thought would mentally challenge him because he's quite an intimidating guy, and I thought that's the fight he needed after the loss against Usyk, and he came through that with flying colours and showed how dangerous he is even at any time in the fight by stopping him in the 12th round. Hrgovic, the first 3 rounds, he was behind. He was getting caught with a succession of right hands. He took those shots. He's not just about being a big puncher. He's superb jab, controlled that fight, done the job, and all that's done is built his confidence. He's in a really good place mentally. I believe he's in a good place physically, and he's in. Of course, he's in a tough fight. But if he's ever going to beat Usyk, now's the time to do it.
Building on that, Don Charles, Daniel Dubois' trainer, admitted that trying to outbox Oleksandr Usyk won't get the job done. He made it clear that to beat Usyk, Dubois needs to go for the knockout. If the fight does end up going the distance, he believes Usyk won't be in good shape to take it on the cards. The plan, according to Charles, is simple: seek and destroy, and hope to leave the ring victorious on the night.
Win a boxing match against Usyk.
It's got to knock him out.
I think let's all agree on that.
Yeah. So that's
the same thing when we went to Poland. We're not going to outbox Usyk and win on points. The same thing applies to this fight, upcoming fight. Yeah, by any means necessary. But if it happens to go points, Usyk won't be in a good state to. We will win. But the game plan is to go there, seek and destroy. Always is. And we will be victorious on the 19th of July.
It's the boy, Daniel the boy, who's now grown into Daniel the man. And it's all happened in the period of 24 months. The development, physically, mentally, maturity, any way you could think of it, he's had to develop quick. So that's what we're looking at now, Daniel the man.
Furthermore, Don revealed just how seriously he is taking Daniel Dubois' shot at Oleksandr Usyk this time around. Charles said he had to develop the mother of all game plans to help Dubois pull off the upset. For Charles, it is all about giving Daniel every tool he needs to figure out Usyk and finally get him.
I have to devise the mother of all game plans.
Yep.
To aid our boy, our man, young man, Daniel Dubois, to aid him to get the victory that we really, truly believe he will be victorious on the 19th.
Moreover, Simon Jordan did not hold back in praising Daniel Dubois ahead of his clash with Usyk. Jordan described Dubois as a ferocious beast who deserves all the plaudits coming his way. He added that in his honest and unbiased opinion, this moment belongs to Dubois.
I said it to Oleksandr Usyk, and there's no favoritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
I have to agree with
beast. Yeah, absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man, becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight.
Do you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
In addition, Hall of Famer and former world champion Barry McGuigan offered some straightforward advice for Daniel Dubois ahead of his rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. McGuigan urged Dubois to be busier, stay aggressive, and use his jab more often. He pointed out that Usyk has a way of taking a fighter's jab away with his feints, which makes opponents hesitate and stop throwing it altogether.
I think he needs to be busier, he needs to be more aggressive, he needs to jab more with Usyk, because Usyk takes your jab away and then he feints and makes you, and then you start to hesitate and you don't jab. He's got to ram that jab right down the middle of his chest, just a couple of inches below his chin. You're always going to hit something. Keep stabbing that out and then drop the right hand and left hooks. He's got to throw more punches, he's got to be more assertive, and he's got to be more aggressive.
Barry emphasized that Dubois needs to stick with the jab and keep the pressure on if he wants any chance of pulling off an upset. He praised Daniel's strength and hopes he uses it well. He expects this to be a tougher challenge for Usyk and believes he will be coming in the ring with adjustments.
If Daniel hits you right, he'll knock anybody out, and that's absolutely the case. He is ferociously dangerous. He's a tremendous puncher, so have you absolutely no doubt about that. But the thing is hitting Usyk. Usyk is like he's like a bag of tricks. You couldn't hit him with a handful of stones. His head's moving, he's southpaw. So I think it'll be a much closer fight this time, and Usyk might have to visit the canvas again.
Moreover, Shane Mosley gave his thoughts on how Daniel Dubois might flip the script in the rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. Mosley said that having already spent rounds in the ring with Usyk, Dubois now knows exactly what he needs to do. If he cannot find Usyk's head, Mosley believes Dubois should go to the body and stay there. He added that if Dubois invests heavily in body shots, it could turn into a rough night for Usyk and maybe even swing the fight Dubois' way.
It's very possible. I mean, Dubois knows exactly where to go now to get a reaction from him. So if you can't hit his head, then maybe I go to the body, right? And if he goes to the body a lot and he's catching, Usyk to the body, yeah, it could be a rough night for Usyk.
Echoing the sentiment, Carl Frampton shared his thoughts on Daniel Dubois' chances in a rematch with Oleksandr Usyk and believes Dubois is far better prepared than he was in their first encounter. Frampton said Dubois has matured and is no longer the same fighter. With more experience under his belt, Frampton feels Dubois is ready to push Usyk much harder this time around.
He has a better chance. He's a different fighter than the first Usyk fight, and we've seen him weather the storm. We've seen him, I don't know, it's almost like he's grown up or something, you know what I mean? And he's right in his prime now. Dubois and Usyk is a great fight. Does Usyk find a way because he's a genius and he always does? Or does this kind of reinvigorated Dubois get the job done? I'm not sure yet, but it'll be a great fight.
Daz and host G-Man shared what he sees as Daniel Dubois' biggest mistake in the first fight with Oleksandr Usyk, stating that Daniel was too standoffish. G-Man said Dubois cannot afford to fight that way again and urged him to use effective aggression this time around. He stressed that to beat Usyk, Daniel has to forget about the fear of getting knocked out and focus instead on going straight for the jugular if he wants to get his hand raised.
One thing Daniel Dubois made a big mistake on in the first fight, and I spoke about it in a separate video, was he was too standoffish with Oleksandr Usyk, I felt. When you look at someone like a Derek Chisora, although he couldn't maintain that sort of pace, he was able to put it on Oleksandr Usyk early in that fight. And you could see Oleksandr Usyk in that fight. He was kind of like, whoa, what's going on here? Dubois in that first fight was very standoffish. He doesn't need to be like that. And normally Dubois can actually be quite aggressive. And I think he can do it. I think he will do it against Oleksandr Usyk. Use effective aggression. At the end of the day, Oleksandr Usyk is one of the greatest boxers you'll ever see in the heavyweight division. He's one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, win or lose.
Adding to this perspective, David Hayes stated that if Daniel tries to outbox Usyk, he won't win. He advised him to be aggressive and use his size and strength to his advantage and avoid getting into technicalities with Usyk.
If Dubois can really impose himself and don't get involved in a boxing match, he's got a shot. Usyk's had his last 4 fights, 2 fights fights against AJ, 2 fights, against Tyson Fury, hard fights that he won, weren't life and death, but think of the training camp he had to have those 4 fights, the big guys he was sparring. I know it's like sparring big guys, it takes a lot out of you. Has he taken too much out of himself? He's never lost before, undisputed cruiserweight, undisputed heavyweight, but at some stage it doesn't work anymore. I found that out. At some stage you can't do what you wanted to do. Nothing suggests he's that comes that close from his last fight, but when he's fighting a young, rough, tough.
On the other hand, David questions how one can bet against a fighter with the caliber of Usyk, who has neither tasted defeat nor has ever been outskilled.
How do you bet against someone who's never lost, who doesn't know what it's like to lose? But I think if there's ever a chance for Dubois to beat someone like Usyk, it's now with the momentum he's got. At home, he's got everything in his favour, and Usyk has got nothing. He's got nothing to gain really because he's already beat. But he's done the same thing with Tyson Fury and AJ. Gave them both rematches and done it better the second time round. So I'm really intrigued in this fight, and everyone's going to be behind Daniel Dubois.
Building on that, Shane McGuigan believes that this second fight will be much tougher than the first. He admitted that Daniel will come in with great momentum and with better preparation. However, he ultimately sided with Oleksandr Usyk to edge out the victory.
A lot of people say that he faked it and this and that, and it was a legitimate shot and he should have lost. But yeah, he's going to get his back up. But I also don't think he has enough respect for him and what he's achieved of late. Daniel's on fantastic momentum. So I think it's going to be more interesting. I think it's definitely going to be more competitive, and it's in Daniel's home, where he had a fantastic performance against AJ. So, Daniel's always needed belief, and he has that in abundance right now. So I think he has a great chance. I just still going to lean towards Usyk.
In addition to this, Oleksandr also shared his thoughts on his bond with UK fans, saying he feels genuinely loved and respected every time he steps into the UK.
Listen, I love UK. I love UK people and my opponents.
He spoke of a recent moment that stood out, where a fan stopped on his way, took the day off from work just so he could take a picture with Usyk. He said that the love and respect he receives from fans mean a lot, and he appreciates all the support he gets from the fans.
After the house, we stayed, speak with my team, driver, oh my God, stop. It was on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Oh my God, Usyk, can I photo please? Yeah, okay, no problem. This man make photo, called, it's my boss. Hey boss, I today not go to work. Why? Because I make photo with Usyk. Oh my God, send me two. Bye, see you tomorrow. Yeah, bye. It's
the day off work.
Yeah, I no go to work. I feel love it, UK fans. I love it too because I appreciate all my British rivals. It's great people.
Furthermore, Oleksandr Usyk gave his take on Tyson Fury coming out of retirement again, saying he does not believe Fury is truly finished and thinks the Gypsy King is just trolling fans with all the retirement talk.
No, I think Tyson not finished.
Not finished?
No. Tyson, crazy man.
However, Usyk said if Fury does step back in to fight Anthony Joshua, he would definitely tune in because both men are massive stars, not just in the UK but around the world. He added that such a bout would truly be a 50-50 matchup where it could be anyone's game.
Would you like to see that fight, or you have no interest?
For me, will be interesting. Я посмотрел. I watched this fight because Anthony Tyson, it's big star in UK and world. For me, it's interesting.
Who wins the fight, in your opinion?
50-50.
50-50, yeah? You think?
50-50.
In the end, with just 2 fights left and Daniel Dubois standing in his way, Usyk seems determined to cement his legacy on his own terms, all while taking playful jabs at his rivals and keeping fans guessing about what's next. Whether Dubois unifies the belts or not, one thing is certain, this matchup is bound to be firework. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you want to stay updated with all things boxing, and we will see you in the next video with more exciting updates.